Okay, so you've just invested in a massive, multi-million-dollar piece of industrial machinery. The excitement is real, right? But what if I told you that the biggest threat to that huge investment isn't a power outage or some big factory accident? Nope, it's something quiet, something you can't even see. Let's dig into what that is.
So let me just ask you straight up, what do you think is the #1 threat to that brand new, high-precision machine you've got on the floor? You thinking it's an operator mistake? Maybe a bad part from the manufacturer? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking.
The biggest threat is invisible. I mean, look at this incredible machine. It seems absolutely indestructible, doesn't it? But its performance, its accuracy, its entire lifespan, well, all of that is at the mercy of a force you can't see and you might not even feel.
And that brings us right to the heart of the matter. We're talking about a problem that's lurking just below the surface, sometimes literally right under your feet. We're talking about the hidden risk of vibration.
Vibration. Yeah, it sounds pretty simple, but in the world of precision manufacturing, it is a constant, silent saboteur. We're talking about even microscopic vibrations, from a press running nearby, a truck driving past outside, or even from the machine itself, that can completely throw off your calculations and compromise your whole operation.
And believe me, these tiny little vibrations, they snowball into massive problems. You see unacceptable tolerances on a spec sheet. What that really means is you're making bad parts over and over. That leads to waste, rework, and disrupted performance. Before you know it, you're looking at increased downtime and, worst of all, a reduced equipment life. You're just not getting the value you paid for.
So how in the world do you fight an enemy you can't even see? Well, you don't. You bring in an expert guide, someone who knows exactly where it hides and how to stop it. And that is where the UNISORB engineering team comes into the picture.
And I think this quote from them just says it all. This isn't about selling you a product off a shelf. It's about them becoming a part of your project, an extension of your own team, all focused on one single goal: making sure that installation is a huge success. And here you can see what that actually looks like. It's not just a bunch of emails and phone calls. It's experienced application engineers right there on your factory floor, using all their know-how to build a personal support system for you, from the very beginning to the very end. Okay, so what does this support system actually do? Well, it all comes down to building a foundation for success through a really comprehensive step-by-step process. It really breaks down into this clear 4-step approach. First, they start with vibration analysis to figure out what's really going on in your environment. Then that leads to engineering design, where they create a custom plan. Step 3 is application engineering, putting that plan into motion with the right solutions. And finally, training and support, which makes sure your own team knows how to keep that success going for the long haul.
And you can see that process right here. On the right, you've got the hands-on vibration analysis. They're on site, gathering that crucial real-world data. Then on the left, you see how all that data gets plugged into the engineering design phase to create a super detailed digital blueprint. One directly feeds the other.
And the outcome here, this is the really important part. It isn't just a suggestion. It's a professional, strategic blueprint. We're talking complete PE-stamped construction drawing packages. That PE stands for professional engineer, and that stamp of approval gives you the absolute confidence you need to move forward. So, all that planning is fantastic, but what does it look like when the rubber meets the road? Or, in this case, when the steel meets the concrete? Let's take a look at UNISORB in action. And it literally all starts with the foundation. That is not just a hole in the ground. It is an engineered environment designed based on all that analysis we just talked about, built to isolate this machine and create a perfectly stable base. From there, every single component is put in with absolute precision. Just look at these mounts. Where they're placed, how they're aligned, the specific products they chose, none of that is guesswork. Every single piece is a critical part of that bigger engineering design, making sure vibration is controlled exactly where it needs to be. And here it is, the payoff. The machine is installed, it's running, and it's delivering peak performance from the very first day you flip the switch. That's what happens when you start with a proper engineering plan instead of just, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. And hey, this isn't just theory. Here's a real-world example. A facility was getting ready for a super complex install, so they partnered with UNISORB's training and support team. And the result, in their own words, was a smooth installation and long-term equipment reliability and accuracy. I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear. Which really gets us to the UNISORB advantage. It's about changing how you think about this. It's not a cost. It's what it truly is, a critical investment in reliability. Because the return you get on that investment is just huge. You maximize your uptime, you minimize those costly mistakes, you actually extend the life of your very expensive machine, and you boost your team's confidence because you've given them the tools and the training to win. It all adds up to real long-term success.
So if we boil it all down, this is what UNISORB's application engineering is all about. It's a partnership to assess everything, to spot issues before they become problems, to cut down on risk, and at the end of the day, to boost the performance of your entire operation.
Which really just leaves us with one last important question to think about. I want you to look at your own operations, your own equipment. Is your installation just done, or is it truly built for long-term success?